Hello there. Welcome to Divine Debut. This is Kathy speaking. Thank you so much for being here. This is your mid-month of May. Happy birthday to all you Taurians who are still having your birthday, to those who have already had your birthday, and of course we're moving into Gemini season. So I should say happy birthday to all Geminis out there as well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm doing a 4-card spread today. I will be using the Mystical Tarot, and it's by Guiliano, Costa. So I will be putting all the names of the decks that I'm using. As you already know, the astrology cards that I always use, everything will be in the description box below. I will be taking 3 LENORMAND as well, and my usual SIBILLA cards. So hope that everyone is good. We're having a full moon in Scorpio on the 18th of May. I suppose it depends on where you are in the world. Today's actually the 14th of May when I'm doing these readings. 14th and 15th, they will be completed. And as I was saying, full moon in Scorpio on the 17th or 18th, depending on where you are in the world. So we know that Scorpio is very deep. Scorpio is very passionate, and Scorpio loves to connect on a very deep and profound level. So we're all going to be feeling these energies. So it's all about truth and getting to the bottom of things. And Scorpio is a very sexual sign as well. So a lot to do around intimacy and our deepest, most darkest thoughts, feelings, emotions. So that's going to be interesting to see what will be culminating, because full moons are a culmination. What will be culminating on or around the full moon. So, all right, on to the readings. I won't keep you long. Thank you again. Let's go on to the readings. Hello, dear Cancer. Welcome to Divine Debut. Thank you for being here. This is your mid-month of May 2019 general and love reading. We're having a full moon on the 17th or 18th, depending on where you are in the world. Full moon in Scorpio. Wow. And that will be happening in about 4 days. So that'll be interesting to see what's going to transform, what will culminate and change, what will you see change. For you, it's in your 5th house, anything to do with creative projects, true love, children, risk-taking, as well as fun and romance, you know. So Scorpio is all about intimacy and very, being intimate on a very, very deep level. For those of you that are single, you never know. This could be a scorpionic sort of a person, whether it's sun, moon, or rising, coming into your life to bring deep transformation for you. Let's take your cards. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, there is such a theme of indecision for a lot of people. I see the King of Swords and the Two of Swords. So we've got Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here. Let's see what's crowning your reading. We've got the Lovers. So Gemini is showing up very strongly for Cancer. In the recent past, 3 of Swords. Oh my God. And the outcome for you, Cancer, is another 3. 3 of Pentacles. Oh, wow. What did I just say? There will be a transformation for you. This is the Death card, and it's Scorpio. Beneath that is the 7 of Pentacles. So looking at a situation that needed to be transformed, and it's happening. It's happening, dear Cancer. So the North Node is actually in your sign. So you are going for things to do with the mother. Cancer is the mother. As well as that, I believe that your whole, because it's the North Node is in your sign, the transformation for you will be on everything, on every level in your life. So what I mean by that is that it's time to go for your destiny. You're going for what is fated, what you've already signed up for when you took your first breath. So let's see astrologically what's going to show up. You've got 2. Wow, Pluto and transformation. And what's beneath that? Cancer, I feel. Oh my God, dear Cancer. Remember, your whole life is going through change, major change at this time. Major change. And you know, the house of Cancer is all about being loved and nurtured. For those of you that were not loved or nurtured, obviously not in the recent past. So you've got the 2 of Swords in the distant past. So you had a decision, you were at an indecision whether to break someone's heart or someone was at an indecision to break yours. I do believe that mainly for those Cancerians out there that haven't been loved and nurtured, it's time for transformation. The time has come where, you know, it was the last drop that overflowed the cup, let's say. That's what we say in Greek anyway. So this, in the recent past, was the last drop that made you want to take the initiative to change. You're on your destiny, you're on your path, though, even though transformation and change is never easy, and we know that. I feel that for a lot of you, you are dealing with an air sign, but I can also see your energy here. In what I mean is that you are using that sword, you're speaking your truth, and you are cutting away the dead, all the dead skin. You're transforming into, just like the, you know, the caterpillar that turns into the cocoon. Some of you have had a decision between 2 people. So we've got Earth, air, we've got Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio is very prominent here. So I think that you're choosing between a Gemini or a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising. For most of you. For some of you, they could have strong Earth in their chart, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And could it be that with the South Node being in Capricorn, that's why we've got the Pentacle here. So this is usually around work. People are noticing you for your talents, right? So Capricorn is the career area. But again, we've got 2 3s. So you are choosing between 2. So you could be, you know, breaking someone's heart by telling them the truth that you feel your destiny is calling you and you're taking on the energy of the King of Swords, I feel. It's like stronger, it's bigger than you. We've got the Lovers crowning your reading, which is a major arcana. We've got the Death card, which is death and transformation, major, major change. Okay, now for those of you that have been holding back, trying to work through these energies without, you know, you're going, it's as though you've been going around in circles, in loops, same problems again and again, keep coming back, very karmic. And we know that this is a very karmic time. So dear Cancer, let go and expand, and let go and spread your wings and fly. It's time for you to fly. It really, really is. Mars is moving into your sign, which is going to give you the energy, because Mars is all about fire. It's all about movement. Some of you that are having trouble flapping those wings, right? There are the wings. You've got the angels that will help you. They will put that air beneath your wings. So do not fret, do not worry about that. So, you know, this, I think for some of you may have met the love of your life. You are seriously looking at your feelings where there hasn't been feeling. You're wanting to be loved and nurtured, as I said, and you found that. Some of you have found solace in the arms of a Scorpio, and with a full moon in Scorpio, wow, Cancer, like wow. Let's take some more cards. I'm going to take 3 Lenormand for you, and let's see what else we've got. Now, please remember that with a full moon in Scorpio, anything that's been hidden will be shown. So for those of you that have not spoken to your committed partner, let's say your heart's elsewhere now, you need to be true. You need to speak truthfully. That way, you will come out of this change feeling much more relieved instead of carrying that burden. I feel that Cancerians have been carrying a heavy load because, you know, the South Node is for you in your 7th house of partnership. So it's a time of change, everyone. It really, really is. Let's take those 3 Lenormand. So we've got death again. This is amazing. But you know, 8 is the number of strength. You've got to be strong, and you've got to stand strong and tall. This is the garden, which is beautiful. It's being more open, social. It's like being in the Garden of Eden. So you go from death, you go to heaven. So you've metaphorically died and gone to heaven. This is an awakening. It's a 20. Oh, wow. Prosperity, the fish. Look at that. You've got luck, and business is looking amazing. For those of you that have been putting in a lot of hard work, you've been wondering whether to maybe come out of a partnership and stand alone, then that's the right move. But it's very important for you to be very social and very open. That's what will bring the change for you. Now you feel as though it's time. It's time for the change now, dear Cancer. Look at the 16. It adds up to a 7. 7 is the divine. And the 34 also adds up to a 7. Now the 2, of course, 20 breaks down to a 2. So it's all about finding your balance. This is new partnerships, new relationships. And, oh, wow. Like with the death card, and I was talking about that. Seriously, you've been thinking about this for a while. You've been trying to hold on for dear life, but you've realized that this is not happening. We've also got the 5 of Swords, which is a conflict. Lots of fights, conflicts, indecision. For those of you that have been very competitive with business, maybe with your partner, maybe, you know, in the business that you've been in, I think that the transformation will be that you're going to take a left turn. And what I mean by that is that suddenly you're going to change from one minute to the other. I feel that it's going to be a quick change. You've got Uranus in your 11th house. Venus will be moving into your 11th house, which is Venus is projects, it's love, it's values. And 11th house is the natural house of Aquarius, and therefore Aquarius does things radically, unexpectedly, right? And Taurus is all about I have what I have. So that's what's very important to you. I feel that Cancer is building a brand new nest, a brand new home, a new foundation, and you've got the capability of doing it all on your own, I'm going to say. Let me take a couple more cards. For those of you that are seriously like physically losing someone, then my condolences. I need to mention that as well, because you've got the death card twice, and you've got Pluto here as well, which is very karmic, and Pluto is all about death. So for most of you, maybe there's one or two of you that are losing someone. You know, when it's time, it's not in our hands. There's a divine purpose for everything that happens in our life. So let me take a couple more cards. Let's look at the Gemini card, the Lovers. You've got the Star card, and we've got Aquarian energy here. Aquarius is, remember what I said, Venus is moving into the house, the 11th house, which is the house of Aquarian. So some of you are dealing with Aquarius, air sign, others of you, Gemini. Now the Star card is healing. It's all about, could be someone at a distance, communication through social media. And it's also a card of hope. So let's take the Three of Swords. And we've got the Queen of Swords. There we go, the King and the Queen of Swords. Amazing. So I'm going to have to say that I think it was, Taurus. I think it was Taurus which had the King and Queen of Swords. So let's look at the King of Swords. Maybe you want to go and watch that video. King of Swords has got the Five of Swords. Yeah, the conflictual energies here. Imbalance. It's a number 5. But if we add those the 6th sword that the King of Swords is holding, oh, we've got so many. We've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 swords, and they add up to a 3. So there's been some sort of deception, heartbreak. Yes, obviously. Let's take one more on that 5 of Swords. If this is a competition, for those of you that are competing against someone else, you've got the swords in your hands. Yeah, sorry about that interruption. I had a phone call, but I was just saying that if you've got the swords in your hands, if you're in a competition, then you've got the upper hand. And I was going to take another card on that. Let's go. And we've got the Ace of Cups. So competition where love is concerned. And whatever competition you're dealing with, you can fight and you can win it. You're going to be on top of the world. Really happy about that. So Ace of Cups is saying that whatever transformation you're working through, and the 5 and the sword that the King is holding, that's the 6. For those of you that are moving away from someone who's like the King of Swords, then wherever you move to is the right place. Look at that. 2 of Cups. Yeah. Cancer. So you've got the Lovers and you've got the 2 of Cups, the soulmate card. This is incredible. Change sometimes can bring on such love. What your reading is telling me is that you were not in the right place, and what you needed was stability. What you needed was love, and to be able to have an open heart. And it's a blessing. It really is for you. The fact that the North Node is in your sign, right? It's a blessing. So again, as I said, a very fated time. So you're changing relationships, whether this is love, this is work, or this is even just back and forth. Because the South Node and Pluto and Saturn are in your 7th house of other people. So whoever this is that you've had issues with, for those of you that have had issues with a family member and you've been at a distance because you felt deceived or whatever, there's going to be a change. I feel that there is an angel coming in and bringing you luck, because when I say an angel, it could even be a person, because here in the 3 of Pentacles, right, even though this is a card of work, of course, it does involve 3 people. And 3 of Pentacles, someone around work, someone who could be from a religious group that you deal with. They could be the angel that come in and help you bring your balance or come back together, make up, I want to say, with a family member. And that could be true for some of you, right? Let's take one card on the death card. And we've got Sagittarius. There's the angel. So it could be a Sagittarian person. Sagittarius person or an earth sign. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right. Now this talks about healing. It talks about patience. The changes that are coming through are guided by the divine. This is the angels. You've got two angels here. Beautiful, Cancer. I love this reading for you. Let me take a couple of Sibillas, and I think there's, the messages are quite clear here for you. You're coming out of solitude. I think you're coming out of hibernation. That was here. I want to take a look at the Three of Swords. We've got Speranza, which is hope. This is fears sometimes. We've got the Militare, which is Capricornian energy. This is where the South Node is. So you're on a mission, something to do with secrets, not letting people know what you're doing. You've got an uphill battle. A lot of you are not being open to people about a separation, a severing of ties is concerned, or even a new relationship. You're holding it in your heart. You're not being open about it. Not before the full moon in Scorpio anyway. After that, could be. So, yes, you've got an uphill battle, but this is the energy of Capricorn. And Capricorn says, have you been standing in your integrity? If yes, then Saturn is going to give you the push up that mountain and you'll get to the peak. This is the Ten of Swords, and I have spoken about deception already. And here we've got Alegria. Alegria, merriment and happiness, letting go of the burdens. This is also the Nine of Wands, so you're getting to the end. So this is accomplishment. This really is accomplishment. Especially with the fish here. Okay, we've got the Giovina Fanciulla, which just fell out. So this is the young maiden or the virgin. What else do we have on top of the Two of Swords? We've got the Prigione, which is the ties, the obligations, the structures. And this could be literal prison. Again, Capricorn. So there's newness in relation to Capricornian matters. And what's in Capricorn? Remember, I said it's other people, it's your partnerships. For those of you that have felt tied down to someone who's been quite narcissistic, then it feels as though there is newness around that. Something new, like, and this could be another younger woman, of course, younger female, more than likely. The deception, whatever's happened for you. Others of you are making a decision between your committed partnership or a younger female. Could be a male as well, but it's more pure energy. That's what I want to say. And here we've got the Sacerdote, which is your beliefs, spirituality. Some of you are seriously growing spiritually through this testing time. And this is a 13. It's the death card. So again, change within a relationship, a committed partnership. For those of you that came from a family where you found your other half, let's say, because the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, they're very, like, they're a couple, right? And for some of you, these could even be your parents, let's say, and they're against your relationship, but they will come around. What I wanted to say was that for those of you that have had problems or issues with commitment, then that could be what's changing for you. Okay, so for those of you that have been in a long-term committed partnership relationship where someone was not committing to you and you felt quite disappointed, you were ready to let this go, I think that they come around last minute. That's where the transformation happens. So it's as though you've got the 9 and 10 of swords here. The 9 and the 10 of swords. Very Plutonian. That's where Capricorn is in Pluto. What am I saying? Pluto is in Capricorn and the South Node and Saturn. So, as I said, very, very testing times. I'd like to just take a look at the top. So we've got the Star card and the Lovers. So we've got Viaggio. So this is a voyage, movement to a distant place. Ammalato, which is time is really giving you upsetting. Time is going very slowly. There is promise of travel here. There is promise of a visitor coming through. I think that once the visitor comes through, once the movement is made, for those of you that are wanting to travel, you may be dealing with someone who is at a distance. He's a foreigner. And you've been feeling quite low. But here they come. And that's when the transformation happens for you. Now, for some of you, and I'm going to say we've got a Knight here and a King here. I do believe that for most of you, this is the same person. For others of you, this could be 2 different people, right? There is strong ego, but there's more. This is more Sagittarian energy, and this is more Scorpio. So I'll let you choose which is the right story for you. I could say that the Knight actually becomes the King through tests. And this could be you or your partner. It doesn't really matter. All right. Dear Cancer, this is a beautiful reading. So I think it's time for you to stand in your power and know that you are not alone. You are not alone. There's the 11. You're going through a lot of karma, but look at what's at the end of the road. There is an agreement here. 2 people are coming together through, and they feel, if not even physically prosperous, then emotionally. It's not going to be for all of you that you're going to win the lottery, because the fish can be a lot of prosperity, financial, yeah? And that could be for those of you that are doing business, yeah? You could be spreading your wings as well in social media, because the Garden of Eden here is all about being social. So don't stay stuck in here. It's time to get out and about and show yourselves. All right, dear Cancer, thank you again. Please watch your moon and your rising signs if this reading did not resonate for you completely. All right, I'm sure you got some messages from it. So thank you again. Sending you lots of love, dear Cancer. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. You're so sweet. Sending you lots of love.